life. They give everybody a trophy. That's what they did tonight. They gave a trophy, a win, a huge win, to Horn, the local kid, for trying hard. You're not supposed to get it for trying hard. You're supposed to get it for winning.
What's up, Fight fans? Thank you so much for coming through again. Much appreciated. Remember, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're an existing follower and you've come back to watch another video, honestly, I say it every single time, but I honestly do mean it. Thank you so much for coming through again. Alright, Anthony Joshua, what a 24 hours. It's been a crazy one. So let's kind of recap. So Vladimir Klitschko retires. That was his big money fight in the US. Everyone was going to see Anthony Joshua. He's going to be this new big boxing superstar, which he still is. We're going to get back to that in a minute. But this was supposed to be his awakening. Anthony Joshua in the US, Mayweather obviously retiring, Canelo being a superstar somewhat. But Anthony Joshua was supposed to take over boxing. I still think he will do that. But this was almost going to be the date, right? He was going to rematch Vladimir Klitschko, the long reigning champion, one of the best heavyweights of all time, beat him in Las Vegas, and ding ding ding, superstardom arrives. Unfortunately, boxing just isn't that simple, and there are many hurdles to overcome. And Anthony Joshua is right now having to overcome different hurdles. Alright, so what do we know? Vladimir Klitschko has retired, we know that. He's mandatory, Pulev, mandatory for the IBF belt that he has, that he won over Charles Martin. He wants his shot, right? And he was supposed to get his shot before the first Vladimir fight. I don't know if he took step-aside money or whatever, but now he wants his shot. Eddie Hearn said, okay, we're going to try and negotiate with Pulev. That's a fight that can happen October, November in Cardiff. A bit random. I don't know why Cardiff, but anyway, it's going to happen in Cardiff. But hold on. WBA have said, no, whoa. We want our mandatory Luis Ortiz to get his shot. He's the mandatory for the belt. Why is Pulev getting his shot? Our guy wants our shot. And that's where the problem is. If you're Anthony Joshua and you're Eddie Hearn, a lot of people now are going to start coming for those belts. Similar to what happened with Tyson Fury when he got stripped. People want their belts, people want their opportunities. With Vladimir Klitschko fight not happening, people are going to say, look, give me those shots now. So you got Pulev wanting his shot, you got Luis Ortiz wanting his shot, and then you got Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder recently called out Anthony Joshua on Instagram saying, look, let's do this. We have 3 months. And many people might think 3 months to prepare for such a big fight isn't enough time. Of course it is. You don't need to prepare for this. This is Deontay Wilder, WBC champ. A lot of people in America think he's the best heavyweight in the world. And then we have Anthony Joshua, WBA, IBO, IBF champ on our side, and everyone on this planet, on this pond, i.e. the UK, think he's the best. We don't need to sell this fight. The fight sells itself. It can happen. If I'm correct, I'm sure that a unification supersedes a mandatory. If it does, then you've got WBC, WBA, IBF, IBO all on the line. A lot of people now, let's be fair, just think these guys are 1 and 2, right? In either order. With Tyson Fury retiring, Vladimir Klitschko retiring, a lot of people think these guys are 1 and 2 in the world. Why can't this fight happen? Is Eddie Hearn going to take the fight? Absolutely not. Look, I'm not a fan of boxers calling other boxers out on Instagram and Twitter. Boxers understand there's so much more that needs to be done. You have to speak to managers, promoters, media execs, TV execs. It's not that simple. But he wants to fight. And Anthony Joshua, I also believe, wants to fight as well. Are they going to get it on? You better believe they're going to get it on, but they're not going to get it on in November. 110% not. Probably the summer. If Anthony Joshua gets through Pulev, which I think he will, and Deontay Wilder gets through Luis Ortiz, which is a lot trickier, but Bermane Stivern's a lot easier for him. But if he gets through Luis Ortiz, then for me we have the biggest heavyweight showdown in years. Bigger than Klitschko, potentially bigger than Tyson Fury and Joshua, but it's going to be massive. One other thing, Deontay Wilder said he wants the fight to happen in the US. I don't think it's possible. I really don't think it's possible. I don't think the numbers add up in the US. When we clearly know the numbers add up for this fight to happen at Wembley Stadium in the UK. We know Anthony Joshua can sell 90,000 tickets just like that. Deontay Wilder, we're not quite sure about his pulling power in the US yet. Anthony Joshua can fight anywhere in the UK and those numbers are going to be astronomical. Deontay Wilder, outside of his hometown, not convinced. So the fight has to happen in the UK. Anthony Joshua is the bigger draw, I believe, and I think the pay-per-view numbers will suggest he is. I think he's the biggest star of the two, and I can't wait for this one. So Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, summer next year, make it happen, Eddie Hearn, make it happen, Joshua. Make it happen, Wilder, and everyone surrounding them. But guys, leave your comments below. Who wins this big showdown? And it's a big one. Wilder, Joshua. I almost expect the poll to be 50-50. If I had to favor one right now, that's a tough one. I don't think Wilder can box. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Wilder can box. I think he could be a bit more athletic. Joshua is a bit muscular. He's a bit more stiff. But he's hardened from the Klitschko victory. Wilder really hasn't had that big marquee victory yet. Povetkin would have been fantastic in Russia. It didn't happen. I would favor Joshua just. But let me tell you now, if Wilder beats Luis Ortiz convincingly, i.e. knocks him out, then Wilder's a big favorite and over-ranking Joshua for me, because I think Luis Ortiz is a fantastic boxer. But leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Peace.